the North Atlantic coast. A shoreline carved from granite and battered by gray seas. A place where the wind carries the bite of ice and the fog can swallow the world in minutes. Beneath these churning, frigid waters, a creature moves in the dark. An armored scavenger, a survivor of the crushing deep. The lobster. To the world, it is a luxury, a symbol of fine dining. But for the men who hunt it, it is the prize in a brutal, relentless war against the ocean itself. This is not a hunt of singular, epic moments. It is a war of attrition, fought with steel traps, brute strength, and an endurance forged by generations of hardship. A single boat aims to pull 10,000 pounds from the depths, a treasure measured in relentless, backbreaking labor where the greatest danger is not the storm, but a single moment of exhaustion. The day begins in darkness, hours before the sun touches the horizon. The wharf is a skeleton of pilings and flickering lights, the silence broken only by the low growl of diesel engines coming to life. The lobster boat is not a sleek hunter, it is a workhorse, broad and scarred, its deck piled high with hundreds of steel mesh cages. These are the traps, or pots, the primary tools of this trade. Each one weighs nearly 40 pounds empty, a baited promise and a heavy burden. The crew, often just 2 or 3 men, move in the cold air, their motions economical, honed by years of repetition. They wear thick layers and waterproof bibs, armor against the cold and the constant spray. There is little talk. The task ahead is too large, too physically demanding for wasted words. As the boat cuts a path out of the harbor, it leaves the sleeping world behind, heading for the fishing grounds where their lines of traps await them in the deep. On the open water, the captain is at the helm, his eyes not on the horizon, but on the GPS plotter. He is searching for a string of brightly colored buoys that mark the beginning of a trawl, a line of dozens of pots connected by a single, long rope resting on the ocean floor hundreds of feet below. When the first buoy is spotted, a small splash of color in a world of gray, the real work begins. The boat slows, and a crewman leans over the side with a long gaff, expertly snagging the buoy and the heavy rope beneath it. The line is fed into a hydraulic winch, the pot hauler. With a high-pitched scream, the machine comes to life, fighting the immense drag of the rope and the weight of the traps against the pull of the current. The rope, slick with algae and sea grime, whips out of the water, spraying a mist of frigid seawater across the deck. This is the moment of greatest danger. A single snag, a tangled line around a boot, and a man can be pulled overboard in a heartbeat, dragged into the lethally cold depths before anyone can react. The first trap breaks the surface, a cage of dripping steel and seaweed. It is swung aboard, and the process explodes into a frantic ballet of measurement and instinct. One man opens the trap, dumping its contents onto a sorting table. His hands, though gloved, are a blur. He measures each lobster with a brass gauge. Too small, and it is thrown back. A female carrying eggs on her underside is notched with a V shape in her tail and gently returned to the sea, an investment in the future of the fishery. Only the legal-sized keepers are tossed into a live well.
If there's one thing that Maine is known for, it is lobster from the cold, clean, rocky shore.
While the catch is sorted, another crewman has already cleared the trap of old bait, restuffed it with fresh, pungent fish, and sent it crashing back into the sea. The boat is already moving to the next buoy in the line. There is no pause. The hauler screams again. Another trap comes up. The process repeats. This cycle is the heart of the lobsterman's day. Haul, sort, measure, bait, drop. Again, and again, and again. Hundreds of times per day. Each trap is a small victory or a minor defeat. Some come up full, a clattering collection of dark, valuable crustaceans. Others are empty, a heartbreaking waste of fuel and effort. Some hold only crabs, starfish, or the ugly bycatch of the deep. It is a relentless, punishing rhythm. Muscles scream, backs ache, hands grow raw and numb from the cold and the constant handling of rough rope and steel. Exhaustion is a constant enemy, a fog that dulls the senses and invites the fatal mistake. A swinging trap can break bones. A slip on the icy deck can mean disaster. It is a factory floor that rolls and pitches, where the machinery is unforgiving and the elements are hostile. As the day wears on, the live well slowly fills. The weight of the catch, 10,000 pounds of living creatures, makes the boat sit lower in the water. The men, now soaked and weary, continue their rhythm, fueled by coffee and a grim determination. They are not just fishermen, they are laborers, mechanics, and gamblers, all rolled into one. They are betting their safety, their physical well-being, and the massive cost of their boat and fuel against what the ocean floor will offer them on this particular day. The sun begins to arc towards the west, and the captain makes the call. The last trawl is hauled. The boat, now heavy with its prize, turns for home. The journey back is quiet. The roar of the hauler is replaced by the steady thrum of the engine. The crew cleans the deck, coiling ropes, their movements slower now, heavy with the bone-deep fatigue of 1,000 small battles won. Back at the wharf, the work is not over.
In an average week, we are processing, I would say, anywhere between 500,000 and 600,000 pounds of lobster. It's always grounding to remember that
the crates of lobster are hoisted onto the dock, where a buyer waits.
Time within the next week will be someone's dinner somewhere around the world.
They are weighed on an industrial scale, the final tally that determines the day's profit or loss. The price fluctuates daily, another variable in an already uncertain existence. 10,000 pounds of hard-won lobster is reduced to a number on a slip of paper, a check that will cover fuel, bait, boat payments, and if they are lucky, a living for their families. For these men, this is a way of life, often a generational curse and a calling. They are part of a lineage of fishermen who have worked these same waters, their identity inextricably linked to the sea. It is a life lived by the rhythm of the tides and the seasons, not the hands of a clock. It demands a toughness that few possess, a deep understanding of the ocean's moods, and a willingness to risk everything for the catch. In the vast, cold darkness of the ocean, the lobster hunt is a testament to the endurance of the human spirit. It is a story not of glory, but of grit. Each lobster that arrives on a dinner plate is the product of this unseen struggle, a token from a world of immense pressure, danger, and relentless physical toil. In this fight, calloused hands are a badge of honor, an aching back is the price of success, and survival is the ultimate reward. This is the unforgiving Atlantic. And this is the story of the hunt for a crawling, armored prize, a war waged one trap at a time, where the truest measure of a man is his will to face the gray dawn and do it all again tomorrow.